Hey there, it's nutritionist Chris. I want to talk about Dr. Oz getting called before the Senate to discuss potentially misrepresenting products with regard to weight loss. Now, I don't know a whole lot about this. Apparently, he was called before the Senate to discuss a green coffee bean extract that he put on his show, and then that he says others took and sort of it exploded online using his image, which he has no control over, with these people saying that here's a push button solution. You just take this green coffee bean extract, you'll lose weight. That's all you got to do. Everything will be fine. But he was the one called before the Senate for apparently pushing products on his show that aren't necessarily being fairly represented. So, is green coffee bean extract a legit product or not? And does that actually matter? Green coffee bean extract is a natural health product. And so a person in my field would usually be in favor of using natural health products over, say, patented medicine, which has, potential side effects, which are listed and things like that I don't really want to get into. My issue isn't with whether or not green coffee bean extract works as a push button solution or not. It's more that there are no push button solutions. Okay. We don't just have one thing going on in our body. Our bodies are really complicated. Okay. And they're exciting and fantastic and incredible. There's lots of things going on right now in your body at all times, keeping you alive, keeping you going, keeping you happy, making you sad when you need to be. All kinds of things are going on. And to try to think that you can identify one little thing like I'm overweight and then have one single product that's going to fix it is not really a guarantee for long-term success. I prefer to look at the whole picture. Usually if somebody's overweight, it's not just because of one thing. And if somebody is sick in some way, it's not because of one thing. And usually people are not just ill in only one way. It's a accumulation of factors that we develop over the course of our lives, and figuring out those factors and eliminating them is usually the way to make the symptoms of those factors go away. And the benefit of having those symptoms go away is it's the symptoms that we identify as illness. Now, Dr. Oz did apparently mention in his testimony that he uses flowery language sometimes when he's describing the things that he's promoting, which makes it seem a little bit shady. I don't know. I prefer to just take a step back from the whole thing and say whether it's a doctor like Dr. Oz on national television or whether it is a person on an infomercial late at night saying, here's the one thing you need to take. I don't think that that's really the answer. The answer is to look at the whole you. What's going on? Are you overweight because you're eating a certain thing too much? I don't know, maybe. What is that certain thing? Why is it making you gain weight? Is it the thing that you're eating, or is it that you're not digesting it properly? That's often the case for people once they get a little bit older, and that's through no fault of their own. They just need to learn how to get out of the way of digestion. So Dr. Oz got called in front of the Senate and had to answer some tough questions. And, it's a weird situation because on the one hand, it's like, okay, good. If he's misrepresenting products, he should have to explain himself. On the other hand, it's like, well, he's actually using natural health products, so that's good. In the end, I think the message to be taken home from this is that there's no push button solution, unfortunately. Now, does that mean it's hard to get healthy? Does that mean it's difficult to restore yourself to health? No, not really. It usually just means removing things from your diet that you consider food that actually are not. Overcooked foods, processed foods, things that are going to give you food cravings that are going to make you go and buy things that are going to make you gain weight that you don't want to have and that are going to give you illness that you don't want to have. A lot of times it's about taking foods that you thought weren't good and you've taken them out of your diet because of things you may have heard on television or here or there and putting them back in. You got to explore those things. So that's my take on this situation. The moral of the story is look at the whole person. There's no push button solution, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're doomed to feeling the way that you feel. The solution is actually to live healthy, and living healthy is actually very rewarding and frankly tastes really good. So, hope you have a great day.